Hi, I'm Jac Frost. Jac is back, and today we are going to once more focus on TIG welding. I still don't know anything about this, but I'm wearing my dad's other helmet. I'm in Ray's Pro Shaper shop, and we are going to work together to learn stuff about TIG welding, which I'm told is the hardest type of welding to do, so I don't know why people are trying to get me to do this. I'm not that good with my hands. That being said, it's you and me, and we're on this journey together. Let's go. Alrighty, so right now we are specifically tacking these guys. Tacking is when you are forming two pieces of metal together without using any of the other metal that I'm forgetting the title of, and we're just kind of melting them together using a hot point and spinning the little wand around and praying to every god that you idolize for it to work out. And as Mark the cameraman just reminded me, you're supposed to go back and forth on different sides, because otherwise you will accidentally kind of bend the metal in a way that you are not trying to do. And I'm really good at doing things that we're not supposed to try to do, so we're going to avoid doing that and make things pretty. Now the goal for this is to get the tiny circles. You want one inner circle and one outer circle, and the inner circle needs to, again, weld things together, because what are we doing? We are welding. Anyone who has welded before or is a professional welder, I give you kudos, because I never realized that these masks were meant to make everything dark, and it is shocking to my eyes every single time that it happens. Also, fun fact, if you look into your phone while you're doing this, the mask will go dark. Someone who's never welded before but has in fact sewn for most of her life and taken classes on sewing but never for welding, I will say that this entire process is actually very much like using a sewing machine. And I just got sparks in that last tack, which means that I was making the metal too hot and pressing too hard on the pedal, which is basically like in sewing, where you press your foot a little too hard against the pedal and all of a sudden everything goes haywire and your line is no longer straight and your sewing machine probably gets stuck. It's always a sad day when that happens, not gonna lie. May I say, and compliment myself, that I am getting a little better at this than I was last week. We were all a bit worried about that. For those of you who are new to this, it is definitely a good idea to figure out the grip that's best for you before you start doing anything too difficult, because I'm still learning about this grip. My hand is a little wonky in how it likes to hold pens, so holding this is not easy, but it is a worthwhile process in the end. And if I'm talking too slowly, hopefully Mark will figure out how to speed my voice up a bit. Right, Mark?
Absolutely.
Mark says yes. There we go. Now we've got sparks. For anyone on here who's never heard the Taylor Swift song Sparks Fly, I highly recommend it. Okay, this one's a little more difficult to get together, and I am definitely making it a bit too hot. Let's hope that, yeah, sparks flew, but it molded together. That being said, it is also making metal bend a little, which we're a little wary of. so we're taking a filler wad and we're TIG welding it and dropping beads. Okay, so we're starting by forming a bit of a puddle, and once the puddle is formed, we're dropping a bead, and we're just creating a circle and trying to make it a small circle so that we can get things to come further down. This is not working as well as I would like it to, but we're getting places, and that's what kind of matters. Now this is a relearning process, which is super interesting. So I kind of learned to do this last week, and then I haven't done it at all since. Which means that everything you're seeing here is me reteaching myself what I learned in 4 hours last week. And I am not doing great so far, but we are going to work together. Okay guys, so before we fully start, what I'm going to be doing is using this guy as a pointer. Between these two spots, I'm going to try to connect them by first forming a puddle right here, a tacking puddle, and then I will be taking this piece of metal, pressing it into the tacking puddle, and making that puddle form a weird little worm to touch this guy. And then we'll do it again and again and again until somehow I learn how to do it in a straight line. Okay, we're making this guy go hotter, so we slowly start to form the puddle. The puddle has been formed, and now it's forming sparks. That's bad, but I'm pressing this guy against that. We're dropping the bead and heating as I get the dot to kind of start to listen to me. This is not working at all this time. I got these two things to happen, and
moving the torch too much.
Why?
That's what you're doing. You're moving the torch too much. You're not letting it build heat.
I meant, why were you directly next to me? I did not know you were there.
Well, now you do. Start welding again.
Okay. Dad, can you please stop being quite so close?
What's that?
Can you please stop being quite so close? I can feel you in my hair.
Cool. I'm not touching you.
Yes, you are. I can feel you right there.
I'm not touching you.
You are a child.
I am childish, yes I am. I'm not touching you.
Hey guys, tomorrow's his birthday. He's turning 60.
Boy, my kids are old.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good, Jack.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Fred. Fuck you.
Mark may or may not have been testing a new lens and ruined some of my work. Now there is a giant hole where I had perfectly welded. This is offensive and I blame him completely. That being said, first we're going to figure out how to fix the hole using a filler rod and TIG welding. Woohoo! Okay, so we're forming a puddle. The puddle is forming and we're getting some metal in there. And technically I'm going the wrong way. And we're just forming that in there. Okay. Oh, blowing sparks. Okay. Well, it's filled. Okay, now that we've got the puddle forming, I'm going to press this against that, form a bead, drop the bead, get this to go a little hotter, spin around in circles, and try to talk it into moving. There we go, and doing the same process over again. It's like playing that old video game, Snake. You're just trying to feed the snake and hope it moves. And hope it doesn't run into anything stupid so that you die. Okay, we're blowing sparks. This means I'm getting a little too hot, but we're gonna keep going. Remember, this is all a learning process for me. Okay, and now I'm going to take a break and hydrate. Let's see how we did. So, I've been informed that you don't actually have to tack all that much, which, like, would have been nice to know before when I was doing, like, 16,000 tacks in a row and worrying more about that, but tacking does make it easier to kind of see the map of what you're doing. Okay, this one wants to form a hole, but we're not going to let it. We are going to make a hole. That was cool. That one's kind of perfect, though. There we go. That one did not a vortex make. And that one molded together and formed a hole, which is a whole new level. And hole. We're doing great, guys. We're doing awesome. We're going to figure this out. And we're going to be really proud of ourselves for what we're figuring out. I have faith in us. I think we're going to be fantastic at this. So I'm just unwinding this because I've been like totally tearing these up to make them form my own little sword so I can force them to go with the flow, if you will. But this one's going to work. Okay. So I've been told I just have to do a little section for this, so we're gonna choose a section and hope for the best. Okay, may I just say, well, this is probably not going to be pretty, I can't tell yet. It is going to work and be filled. And we'll be doing it in one continuous line, which we did not expect before. Like, this has not been expected of me yet. So we're doing okay. Okay. Whoa, that was almost kind of pretty. As a reminder, we started here. We didn't start at the hole, we started here and worked our way down, and we did actually fill the hole that was right here and made it still at least a decently thin line, which is pretty impressive. So I'm going to hold it up by the handlebars so that it's not that hot, and we're going to see that I almost made it pretty. And that's the goal here, guys. The goal with TIG welding is to make things pretty. And this has been Jac Frost for Ray's Pro Shaper Workshop. Please tune in next week when I learn how to do all this again, but on aluminum. I don't believe in me either.